My story is just like everyone else's. You know, I was a kid with big dreams. My dream was to be the best in the world at skateboarding. All I wanted to do every day was skateboard. But along with that came my idols in skateboarding. And all those idols were smoking pot, drinking beer, going to parties, quitting school. And those were the people that I looked up to as a young kid. And for me, all I wanted to be was just like them. And so what did I end up becoming? I became just like them. And now here I am smoking weed, doing acid at 12 years old, taking mushrooms, doing cocaine, getting addicted to cocaine at 15 years old, doing ecstasy, doing heroin. I did everything under the sun by the time I was probably 16 years old. And until finally I ended up getting so strung out on drugs for all the 90s, I got introduced to crystal methamphetamine, and that's when drugs really put its claws in its grip on my life to the point where I had no more control over it. It was one of those things that I just had to do every single day. And from about 94, 95, all the way up to January of 2000, I did it every day until finally I ended up carrying a whole bunch of drugs on an airplane and ended up landing in jail. And here I am, first day in prison in Hawaii. They're telling me I'm looking at 10 years. I call my girlfriend Jennifer. You know, I don't even think I'm gonna make it. I thought that was a life sentence. And she goes, you know what, I love you. We just gotta trust in God. And I was like, God? I go, babe, I need an attorney. I need bail. I need a lawyer. And she's like, no, God's gonna help us. And at that very moment, all of heaven confronted me, and it was like almost to the point where I was like, Christian, Christ heir, go get a Bible. Went and got a Bible that first night. And I just opened it up to Kings, and in Kings, the 2nd chapter, David charges his son Solomon. He actually says, hey, Solomon, if you'll follow the Lord all the days of your life, you'll prosper. Immediately, it was like the Holy Spirit spoke to me. 2 chapters into me reading the Bible, and it's like I got it. I knew that I was so far away from God, and that there was a purpose for my life, that there was a plan, and that I was created with a purpose, that I wasn't here by accident. And all that hit me all at once to the point where I was just like, I couldn't get enough of the Bible. And how's this? I give my life to the Lord 2 weeks into my prison sentence. I spent 5 years in prison. When everybody asked me, you know, man, everyone goes, it's such a shame. Christian, you know, went from freedom to prison his whole life, had everything on a silver platter. And I tell everybody, I go, you know what? It's the opposite. I went from living in sin and death, standing on the edge of eternity, separated from God in the world, to getting into a prison cell and getting set free by the power of God's love, His mercy, His forgiveness, and His grace. And for the first time in my life, behind bars, I was free. And I was free indeed.
I'm Edward from Classic.
And I'm Christian Hosoi, and I've been ransomed.